Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope you have been well. So in this week's project class, we have started a new topic and the topic is materials. So we started off by looking at this picture and discussing that what exactly do all these children see in this picture? What objects do they see? And what do they think when they look at this picture? What do they think that this is about? What do they think is happening in this picture? And also, what questions come to their mind when they look at this picture? So, some of the children said they see rocks and pebbles and sand and wood and can and sling, etc. And they see a tiny flag. And the questions that they have is that are these materials for recycling? Or someone has put these materials together to make something, or maybe this is trash, or maybe someone has collected all these materials over time to make something new out of them. So you all had a lot of questions about what exactly this picture is about. So moving on, we talked about when you look around yourself, what did you see? You guys brought a lot of different things, different objects, and we discussed about them some more. So you guys saw a chair, a book, some toys, tables, windows, bottles, laptops, etc. So all those things that you see around you, we all see a variety of things around us every day. And all these things are called objects. So what exactly is an object? An object is a thing that is made out of one or more material. So for example, if you see a spoon around you, a spoon is an object, but it is made out of metal. But the question that we talked about in class was that is the spoon only made out of metal? So the answer to that is no. We sometimes have a spoon that's made out of plastic as well. So one object could be made up of different materials as well. So rubber boots are also an object, but they're made out of rubber. And a t-shirt is also an object, but it is made out of fabric. So moving on, what we did was we touched the object that we see around and discussed how they felt. So some felt rough or smooth, the others were bendy or stretchy, some were hard and soft, while others were shiny and dull. So while we took the material in our hand, looked at it, touched it, tapped on it, we were basically exploring the properties of that material. So all objects are different from each other because they are made up of different materials. Materials are the matter or substances that the objects are made from. An object can be made out of different materials used together. For example, a table can be made out of metal, glass, wood, and plastic. And we discussed this in class. You all looked at the table around your houses and you were able to tell that some were just made out of wood, while others were made out of plastic, while some are made out of glass and wood. So just one object that is in a table can be made out of so many different materials at one time. Okay. So now, as we discussed, the materials are substances from which something is made of. So then we talked about that these are snow pants and they are made out of fabric so that it is flexible for us to put on. It is also made out of fabric that repels water. It keeps us dry while we play outside. So we've talked about this. Imagine if your snow pants were made out of metal. So stop for a moment and think about this. What would happen if your snow pants were made out of metal? And is metal a right material for the snow pants? Let's move on. So our school chairs. Our school chairs are usually made out of plastic and metal. The metal and plastic are hard substances to keep us from falling. And schools can be a messy place. Plastic is easy to clean and it dries quickly. So imagine if school chair was made out of fabric. So those of you who were in the class have answered all of these questions, but those of you who missed it out, think for a minute and imagine what would happen. Pause this video and think for a minute. Imagine what would happen if your school chair was made out of fabric. And whoever is sitting next to you, discuss it with them. All these questions at the bottom. Okay, the third one, windows. Windows are made of glass. Glass is easy to clean. It keeps the rain and snow from falling inside our house. It is also transparent. That means you can see through it. Now imagine if windows were made out of completely out of wood or even fabric, what do you think would happen then? Okay, so then we named some materials in our class. So we talked about this. What material do we all think this is? This is wood. And now, can you all look around and see or name some of the materials that are made out of wood? Again, you have to pause it and respond to this question. So a chair is made out of wood. Um, what wood is used to make a chair or a table or other objects that you see around yourself because it is hard and rigid. Moving on, what do you think this is? So this is metal. Can you all look around and name some objects that are made out of metal before moving on? So a spoon is made out of metal. Pots and pans can be made out of metal. And these are different types of metals: brass, bronze, metal sludge, steel, copper, aluminum, and cast iron. Metal is very strong and rigid, so it is hard to bend or break. Now, then we name some more materials. What are these? These are rocks. So can you name all the things that are made out of rocks? Let me give you a few examples. So bricks are made from rocks. Is your house made out of rocks as well? You have to answer this for me. Even some kitchen counters are made from rocks. Sidewalks are made from concrete, which is also made from rocks. Even roads are made from rocks. The lead in your pencil is made from a special kind of rock called graphite. Let's move on. What do you think this is? This is glass. Can you all name some of the things that are made out of glass? So a window is made out of glass. These are also some of the objects that are made out of glass. You guys gave very interesting examples during class of about some of the things that you see around that are made out of glass. You can do all of this again, all of these activities, pause, think about it, and you can ask whoever is sitting next to you about these questions. So why do we use glass? We use glass because it is transparent, which means you can see through it. It is also waterproof and strong. It is also brittle. So this is it for today. We'll talk some more about materials in the coming class. See you all later. Allah Hafiz.